everybody, it's Mel. Thank you so much for joining me today for my Pickpongathon TBR. So Pickpongathon is a readathon created by the fantastic Krystal over at Book Reviews. It is a month-long readathon that is taking place in September, and this year I am very excited to announce that I am one of the co-hosts of the readathon. Like I said, it was created by Krystal over at Book Reviews, and she has asked a number of other booktubers to be co-hosts with her. I will link all of their channels, as well obviously as Krystal's channel, in the description below. You should go and check them all out, subscribe, all of those things if you haven't already. They're all fantastic people and fantastic creators, so I highly recommend. My role is really quite simple. All I really have to do is play the game. If you're playing the game yourself, you will notice that one of the prompts that you could possibly get is a host's favorite, and Krystal has created a graphic that you will find in the Discord with all of our hosts' favorite that you can choose from, which was one that I was pretty excited to give you. I've had a lot of fun doing that. Like I said, all the information is in Krystal's announcement video, which I've also linked down below. So all I have to do today, as I mentioned, is play the game. So Pickpongathon is based on Krystal's TBR game, which is Pickpong. Pickpong is very similar to beer pong in that you have 15 cups arranged in a triangle on a table, and you try and throw a ping pong ball into the cups, except that whatever it is that you do when you play beer pong, I've never played it before, I assume you drink beer out of the cups. That's not what you do when you get the ping pong ball in the cup. In this instance, there will be a prompt underneath the cup, and that is how you choose the book to read. I actually filmed all of my throws yesterday. Last year when I played the game, I was terrible at it and I had many misses, which meant that I added up to many books. This year, well, you'll see what happens. So you count all your misses, and then once you get to 5 misses, you have to add another book, and you keep going basically until you have as many books as you said you were going to have. I decided to start with 4 because, like I said, last year I had a terrible game and I thought I didn't want to risk having a similarly terrible game. So we were throwing for 4 books. There are also rewards or punishments that you could get as well. But like I said, all of the information for that is actually in Krystal's announcement video. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to send you to go and watch me playing the game, and then you'll come back to me walking you through what books I've chosen for what prompts. So let's go to yesterday's me playing Pickpong. Oh, I should just say that I decided that I would actually have a little bit of alcohol in some of the cups. So I put some cider in some of the cups. And then if my ping pong ball landed in that cup, I did have to have a sip of cider. But it wasn't in every single cup because I thought that was going to be a recipe for disaster. Anyway, let's go. So here we are. We are ready to do our throws. As you can see, all the cups are set up. And yeah, I'm good to go. I'm going to record my misses on this whiteboard that I use for my game, my diversity game, but I'll just do it next to it. So yeah, let's do the first throw. Miss number 1. Okay, so that was miss number 1. The ball went under the couch. I've hopefully stopped it from happening. Goes throw number 1 for book number 1 for miss number 1. Now I've Rowan standing right there, and it's going to make it even worse, but that's okay.
Right, waiting for you to miss right in this direction. So you're not playing that you have to bounce it in?
No. Okay. Just chuck.
That's easier.
And that went in some cider, so I have to drink a bit of cider.
Oh no.
Random letter generator. Alright, random letter generator. Very nice. Put that one there and get another prompt. And it is light cover. That was book number 1 book number 1. Alright, book number 2 First throw. Miss number 2. Throw number 2 for book number 2. That was completely terrible. That was a miss as well. 3 misses, book number 2. Four misses, book number 2. I'm very nearly on 5 misses already. Yes! Alright, that's just water. And the prompt is Friends Wish List. Cool. Alright, Friends Wish List. And get another prompt, and this time, library. Okay, so the next miss, I will obviously have to add another book, but we're prepared for that. So, book number 3. Fifth miss, so we're doing 5 books now. Second throw for book number 3. Miss number 1. Third throw for book number 3. Yes! Although it went in the same cup. So, library. So that means I have to combine Friends Wish List with library, and now I have to shuffle all the cups around. Oh, well, the point is I have to shuffle the prompts. They're not stuck to the bottom, so, yeah. Oh, that hurt. I need a new prompt for that one. It's going to be plant. So a plant on the cover. But we're going to shuffle I should probably be recording the books I have gotten so far. Okay, we are on book number 4, and we're still only on second miss. I mean, we're on first miss. If I get another miss, it's the second miss. Yes! Nice. Alright, that went in the water, so that's fine. And we got a map. A book with a map in it, and we're going to swap that out for Low Expectation. Okay, all right, and that was our 4th book. Okay, next throw. Second miss. Oh no, they're combined, so we're actually, that has been the same books, we're actually only on 3 books. 2 misses, so we're trying to get book number 4. 4th throw for book number 4. Yes! Oh, I've had that one as well. Alright. Oh no, I haven't. Goodreads or Storygraph Rec. Perfect. Okay. So book number 4. Amazing. Book number 5, and in potentially our last book. It probably won't be though, but potentially. Oh, they need to be closer, because that would have got in otherwise. Oh well, that's okay. That's a miss. Right, this is our last miss before we have to add another book. So let's see how we go. Oh! Yes! Woohoo! That does mean, however, oh, I didn't even replace that prompt. Alright. We'll just grab something out of here. It can be the prompt. Random color generator. And It has to go with Goodreads or Storygraph. Gosh, I don't know how that's, yeah, okay. I know how to do that. And then replace the prompt. Oh, I have to, oh, that's why. I have to reshuffle the prompts, and I didn't do that before. Whoops. Oh well, we'll do it in a second. We'll do it this time. That's why I confused myself. Okay. So that still only counts as 4 books because I have to combine them again. And we're still on 4 misses. So, book number 5, miss number 5. Hey, yeah, bounce back. That is cider. And we got face on the cover. I can work with that. Okay. That was our 5th book. I'm actually going to go for one more book. It could end up being a terrible idea, but I'm going to go for one more book. I feel like it's been less painful than I thought it would be. So, one more book. Yes! POC rep. I'm going to tempt fate. I'm going to do one more throw, and this time it's a punishment, but it is with first in a series. So the orange dot means punishment. Okay. Ah, 5th miss. Going for our 7th book. This next miss is, no. That means I have to add another one, so 8 books, we're going to leave it at that if I don't have any more misses. Spoke too soon. Book number 7 for miss number 2. You know what I mean? Yes! Now I know I've had this one before, but I'm going to say it resets. And we have out of comfort zone. Okay. Placement prompt. New author. Okay. This is our hopefully 8th and final book. Yes! Woohoo! New author. I replaced that, didn't I? And I didn't shuffle. Oh no, I'd have to shuffle now. No, but that's okay. Hang on. I think it goes with POC rep. But that means that's a combined book, so we still need to work on book 8. Female author. Book 8. I'm going to try and throw it this way. Second miss. Book 8. Oh, so close. 4th miss for book 8. Yes! Bounced off. And that's another cider. Animal. An animal on the cover. Awesome. Okay, let's go back to sitting down now. Okay, so as you just saw, I may have made a little bit of an error throughout the game, thinking that I was doing well. I got a little bit cocky and I ended up with 8 books instead of 4, which is a little bit more than I usually read in a month. But hey, it's nice to have choice. So let's go through and talk about what books I have chosen for what prompts. Some of the prompts I did have to double up because of where I landing in the same cup. So I'll go through those as well. I don't remember what order I got them in. Like I said, I played this yesterday, but we'll just go with what I've got here and go in whatever order I pick them up in. But anyway, you'll see. So the first one that I've picked up here, I got Library and I got Friends Wishlist, so I landed in the same cup twice, so I had to combine them. And I was going to use Krystal's wishlist. I couldn't find her wishlist anywhere. And then I looked at Paige's wishlist, who is another one of the co-hosts, Paige from Pages with Paige. And I do have 2 possible books off her wishlist that I could also find in the library. But then I thought to myself, well, I do have some other book clubs and Patreons and things like that that I like to join in on when I can, and I haven't for a while. And I've been meaning to read along with Ren from the Reading Ren's Queer or Not book club. So I had a look at Ren's wishlist and they didn't have this month's book, or September I should say, book on their wishlist. So I just decided to take it off the book club read. I think that's kind of cheating, but that's what I'm going to do anyway. So I have 3 potential books that I'm going to choose for this one. It depends on what I can get at the library at the point where I decide to read it. So I have Blood Like Magic, and I've forgotten all the authors' names, but they'll be on the screen. Blood Like Magic, that was one of the ones on Paige's wishlist. Wench, also on Paige's wishlist. And then the book for Ren's Queer or Not book club is Arthur and Teddy Are Coming Out, which looks like a really, really fun contemporary. And I feel like I'm much more interested in that one. And it's also a book club read that I want to get to. So I'm probably going to go with that, but I did want to tell you about the other 3 in case I decide to go with one of those instead. So that was for Library combined with Friends Wishlist. Okay. Sorry about that. I had to move because you probably could see the sun had started coming up from behind the clouds and was shining directly onto my face and making a shadow directly onto my face. Anyway, the next prompt that I want to talk to you about is map. So that means a book with a map in it. I've actually decided to go with a book that I am most of the way through, and that is A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. I have been reading this very slowly throughout the last probably 4 months. I've been buddy reading it with my friend Alison. We're always totally chill, take things very slowly. She's aware that I have this channel and that I read a lot for the channel, and so she's very chilled out. Anyway, so we've been taking quite a while with it. And I really want to get it finished. She's finished, but because of the amazing readathon that's happening currently, I haven't had a chance to come back to it. So I really want to get it finished so I can chat with Alison about it. I have got about 250 or so pages left to read. So the rest of this book is a small-ish book size, if that makes sense. But yes, my book with a map is A Day of Fallen Night, and here is one of the maps. It has multiple maps, so it definitely counts. So that is the next book I'll be reading. Then I had another combination prompt because I landed in the same cup again twice. So this time we have to combine a new author and a POC rep. So a person of colour author, and it has to be a new author. So I've decided to go with Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Search. This is the story of Zuko's mother and what happened to her. If you know what I mean, then you know what I mean. This was written by Jean Luen Yang, and the art was by Gurihuru, both of whom are Asian American authors, so it definitely counts POC authors, and I've not read any books by these authors. This is based on the TV show Avatar: The Last Airbender, so that was created by Brian Konietzko, sorry, I apologise, and Michael Dante Di Martino. Although I have watched the show, I don't believe that these 2 illustrators and authors were part of the show, so I think it's new. But anyway, it's a graphic novel and it's quite short, so I think that works out well because I have a few other reasonably thick books to read this month, so I'm looking forward to this one. I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's absolutely amazing, one of my favourite shows, so I'm very excited to read this book and see what happened to Zuko's mother. The next prompt that I want to talk to you about is animal. So again, this is an animal on the cover, and for this one I've decided to go with City of Dragons by Robin Hobb. This is the 3rd book in the Rainwild Chronicles, which is the 4th I think, series that is in the overarching series of the Realm of the Elderling. I've discussed this series many times on my channel, so if you've been around for a while, you know that I have read everything bar the Rainwild Chronicles, so now I'm making my way through the Rainwilds. I've been meaning to pick this up for like a year. I borrowed it off a friend and I still need to give it back to him, but I keep not picking it up because even though it looks reasonably small, it is one of those mass market paperbacks, so it's still pretty dense. It's 425 pages long anyway, but then it's quite small font, so it's a lot. Robin Hobb is a very dense author. I mean, her prose is dense and the information is dense. So yeah, but I really want to get to it. I love Robin Hobb. She's one of my favourite authors, and this is one of my favourite series, so I definitely want to read more from this series. So book 3 of the Rainwild Chronicles, City of Dragons, with our dragon on the cover. The next prompt that I am going to be talking about is a face on the cover. And for this one, I've decided to go with The Foretelling of Georgie's Spider by Amberlynn Gray-Molina. This is the 3rd book in a trilogy, and it is a dystopian future story set in Australia. Amberlynn Gray-Molina is an Australian Indigenous author. I've really enjoyed the first 2 books, so I'm very excited to see where it goes. That's the book that I'll be reading. It's reasonably chunky as well, 440 pages, but the font is actually quite big this time. Then we have another double up, and that is Random Colour Generator and Goodreads or Storygraph Rec. So I did the random colour generator, and I will put that on the screen so you can see what I got. And as you just saw, it was purple. Then I also recorded my Goodreads recs, so you'll see. I decided to go with Mistakes Were Made. Again, I've forgotten the author's name, but again, it'll be on the screen because I had to have purple on the cover and be recommended by Goodreads, so I had a relatively limited amount of books that I can choose. I've heard good things about this one. I've heard a lot of people were interested in it, but I'm not 100% sure how many people of the ones I heard talking about wanting to read it, but I've heard a couple of people talk about reading it and enjoying it. Yeah, that's the book I'm going to be reading. It is a contemporary romance. Don't really know much about it, other than that it's a contemporary romance. So we'll see. Tune in for my wrap-up, I guess. Then I have the prompt Out of Comfort Zone, so a book that is out of your comfort zone, out of the type of books that you normally read. So for this, I decided to go with The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. I don't read a lot of horror. I do watch horror sometimes, but I don't read a lot of horror. And I do find it weirdly that I can't read it as easily as I can watch it. The few bits of horror that I've read, I've kind of been a bit not sure about it, but I've heard nothing but absolutely amazing things about this particular book. I've heard mixed things about Grady Hendrix in general, but this particular book I've heard fantastic things about, so I'm very excited to read it. It came out around the same time as Final Girls by Riley Sager, and there were a few other books that had something to do with Final Girls. Final Girls is the concept of, in a horror movie slasher film, where everyone dies except for one girl, and they are the final girl alive. I'm not sure why, that just seemed to be a thing for a little while there, but I'm excited to see what it's all about and what all the fuss was about. So that's the next book I'll be reading. And the final prompt that I want to talk about today is Random Letter Generator, which means for the title, so it needs to be, the letter you generate needs to be in the title. So again, I screen recorded this and I will show you the screen recording that I made. So as you just saw, I did do that 3 times. That is the way that Kalani from Kalani Simply Me does it, and I thought that I might as well do that too. And it worked out really well for me because I ended up with O, which means I can read The Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. This is a book that I've been meaning to read for, it feels like, forever. I put it on TBRs, I don't read it. I got it for Christmas last year. I am super excited about it. I loved the 10,000 Doors of January, which is one of Alex E. Harrow's other books. I'm super excited to read this one, but I just keep not putting it on priority, so it might even be the first book that I read, apart from finishing A Day of Full Night, which I feel like needs to be the first thing I do. But yeah, really excited for this one. It is a historical fantasy, so it is about witches during the suffragette movement, I believe. But yeah, very excited for this one. And then a couple of other books that I'd like to get onto the TBR that I'd like to give a read, if I possibly can. One is Serious Moonlight by Jen Bennett. I need to read this because it's a buddy read with Paige, so it needs to be a priority as well, even though I haven't managed to fit it onto this TBR. It is a young adult contemporary, so I'm pretty sure that it will be reasonably quick reading. It's about 18-year-old Birdie taking a summer job, working a night shift at a hotel, meeting a boy. Yeah. But it sounds really good, it sounds really interesting, and I've heard really great things about Jen Bennett's writing, so I'm excited to give it a go and see what I think of it. Hopefully Paige and I will get to this throughout the month of September. I know she's got a very busy TBR as well, so we'll see how we go. And then I also have Wild Seed by Octavia E. Butler, which is the book club read for Bethany from Beautifully Bookish Bethany's Patreon. I don't really know much about this one. I assume it's going to be some kind of sci-fi. Octavia E. Butler usually is, but I don't know. So I'm hoping to get to that one. The only book of hers I've read is Kindred, but I loved it. It was absolutely amazing. So I'm super excited to give her another try. And then I literally just remembered as I was talking about my buddy read with Paige that I had organised with Ren from the Reading Ren to read Children of Blood and Bone in September and then Children of Virtue and Vengeance in October with them. I'm wondering if I might ask them to put it off because I feel like this is a huge TBR. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyway, that is my TBR for the month of September. That is my Pickpongathon TBR. As I said, I am so excited and honoured to be asked to be a co-host for this amazing readathon. You should definitely go and check out the announcement video, check out Krystal's channel. All the other co-hosts are listed down below as well, and you should go and watch all of their videos as well. But anyway, that's everything from me today. If you'd like to leave me a comment and let me know if you're going in the readathon, that would be fantastic. I recommend that you do. If you'd like to leave me a comment, let me know if you've read any of these books, if you like them. If you didn't, I would love to know all of that as well. If you'd like to leave me a comment but you don't know what, then leave me some kind of sporting emoji, since we are kind of riffing on some kind of sport. I mean, kind of. All of my social media details are listed in the description below, so if you'd like to go and follow me on any of those other platforms, please feel free to do so. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, like I said, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.